All right. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Hey, it's time to be disruptive in your business. So today we're gonna dive in some tips that can help you out. A lot of these tips, I'm not gonna lie, I learned from my mentor years and years ago. One of my mentors in my life, and I still use them to this day. And I actually what made me think about it was last night I was just in my backpack and I opened up this thing and I said, you know what? I haven't been doing the basics. And so I just wanted to be honest and come on here and share with you what I'm gonna start doing here, starting back today, and just dive into it. So, Michelle, did you want to go first and then let me go, or
No, no, you go first because I think mine ties into what you have to say. So,
okay, awesome. Well, today we're gonna talk about your daily actions, your pretty much your daily method of operations. What are you doing daily for your business? A lot of y'all won't jump on a Zoom at 10 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Mountain. I know some of the people are Eastern, or even watching the court. You wouldn't spend your time watching a 30-minute Zoom if you wasn't serious about building your business. So why not give you tips on what has helped me? And I've seen it help thousands and thousands of people as well grow their business. And that really is a daily method of operation. So the first question you got to ask yourself is how many people are you one adding to your list on a daily basis? And I always tell people your list should always grow. Some people will get in and they'll start in their list to be, 25 people or 50 people or 100 people. But I remember when I first got in, they told me to grab my phone, get a notebook, and just write everybody's name down. Because you never want to prejudge anybody because you never know what nobody is in their life. I mean, I've seen people that I never thought would do this business change their life around and do the business. I thought some people were too successful to. So, but then also the list continues to grow. I I have always, every single day. This is something I tell everybody they should do. Every single day, you should be adding at least two people to your list every day. Where there's one person from social media, one person you met at the grocery store. It doesn't matter where you met the person. I mean, Michelle got into this business and made dear friends with somebody offline. Robin, she met Robin online. So if you think about that, every single day you can make a new friend regardless of where you are. If you don't like to get out in front of people, well, that's fine. You can meet people online. But every day you need to be adding at least two people to your list. That's what that's why I tell you. And then you'll never run out of people to talk to. You'll never run out of people to talk to. There's so many people in this world. You could talk to 100 people a day, and by the time you go home to the good Lord, you still wouldn't reach everybody. So my thing is, I encourage you to add at least two people to your list every single day. Then number two is your other daily method of operation is how many people are you inviting to take a look? Because that's key. See, you can have all the people on the list that you want, but if you never invite nobody to take a look, it's just like it's good. I know we're doing a level up, and it's absolutely amazing. But if you got a friend that asks you, hey, what's level up, and you never asked them to come take a look, then you did them a disservice. You're not being a blessing to other people. You got to invite them just the same way pastors ask people to come join the church or come visit their church. It's the same thing. You got to be willing to invite them to come take a look. Everybody invites in every other aspect of life, whether it's a football game, a basketball game, whether it's a new restaurant business. So why you can't invite to your business, your home-based business, to your business, to your future? This is where you build your legacy for you and your family. So you got to invite them to look. Then tip number three would be how many people are you presenting to on a daily basis? And now I'm not saying you physically have to present. The great thing about our company is we have amazing tools. The great thing about life now is you don't always have to sit down with somebody at lunch. You can send a video. You can invite them to a scheduled Zoom that's already going on. You can, if there's a local party, level up party near you, guess what? You can invite them to that. It doesn't matter. Or you don't even have to physically be there. You know how many times I picked up the phone, invited somebody to a party, and I wasn't in the city or in the country at that time? Because all you have to do is invite them and be enthusiastic about inviting them. And guess what? you would do just fine. And don't worry about messing up. There's no perfect way on anything. Trust me. All you're gonna do is get better over time. And so the next one would be so it was level. And so, and I tell you all this because I got this little book, and you can grab these from the dollar store, Walmart, Amazon, however you want. And it's like a little it's like a little bitty book here. It's not big at all, you guys. It's not big at all. Michelle had lagged out, so let me add it back. And then so it's not big at all, you guys. It's very small, but on it, it'll help you stay on track. And it was something that helped me stay on track for a long time. And it's like when you get off of the basics, that's when you start getting all over the place. And regardless of how much you're helping other people, you still got to help yourself too. And that's how you really help other people. You want your team to grow. I don't care if you have one person on your team or if you have thousands of people on your team. Guess what? If you want them to do something, you go do something. You want them to bring in some new brand partners? Well, you're going to have to start bringing in some brand partners. You want them to bring in customers? Well, you have to bring in customers. So this little book has kept me going for years. And I don't know why I got away from it, but it was something that you could just put in your pocket or in your purse or just somewhere that you can always keep with you. And my mentor Gary used to always say he would never go to sleep. I mean, he would never go to sleep without filling out the other part. And I'm gonna tell you, I'll take a screenshot and I'll send it to everybody on here. But on it, it had daily goals and results. And it had one box on the left and one box on the right under results. And then on the far left hand side over here, you'll see it says STO, STP, AP, and BFE. So which was share the opportunity, share the product, build for an event, and attend a local thing. And so you know your schedule. So if you got a busy schedule, of course you might not be able to attend an event, but you can still invite people to other events throughout the week. You can still send a video to still share the product. Deanna Lasson did like 6 videos for us that you could easily send somebody about the level up packs. Or we got the Lucium, video, short video, little stuff you can get people's interest. And then share the opportunity is also, see, that all ties into if you're sending a video or you're inviting them to a Zoom or maybe you're having lunch with somebody. I always encourage everybody, if you can, try not to have lunch by yourself. If you got kids, that's fine. Take your kids on a play date with your other friends that have kids. It's always how you do it. Then also you could tie in other things like social media. These are things I added over the years on top of what he gave me. I added social media, how many Facebook posts I was going to do, how many Instagram posts. And then I always did 3. I did LinkedIn as well. So, and then at the end of the day, you just got to be honest with yourself. So if your goal for share the opportunity with 2 people and you only share with one person, at the end of the night, you either got 2 options, either go to sleep or write 1 in the results box. But at least you're being honest with yourself. You got to take accountability for your business. See, I can't grow your business for you. I can help you all day, but at the end of the day, you still have to make the invitation. You still have to ask them to join you because that is your friend, that is your family member that you're introducing. And so that was my thing. And I will get this look like it's real simple how it works. Like I just do, and you just got to find a number that works for you. And that's what I could tell you is find a number that works for you. If you're part-time, it at least needs to be 2 invitations a day, adding 2 people to the list a day, and getting this opportunity in front of 2 people a day, because that's very, very important, because you gotta do something consistently over time. And even though this business is something we can work on our own time, you gotta treat it like it's $1 million business. And I will always say this: if all of us got together, it's quite a few on here, and we all went in on a $2 million McDonald's that it costs. Trust me, I wouldn't have to call Sonya to wake up to make it to work in the morning, because she got skin in the game. She spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. Trust me, I don't have to call her. See, and that's the thing. I mean, that's the good thing and the bad thing about our business is the low entry cost. It's just a low entry cost, And it's a good thing because anybody can do it. It's a bad thing because so many of us have looked at, $300, $400, $500, $600, and we didn't spend that on clothes, shoes, purses, field trips, and school events, and all this kind of stuff to help out people. So it's really not a big deal. But when you put hundreds of thousands of dollars into something, you look at it differently. You show up every day. You don't have to be told, oh, I mean, I promise you, you're going to give up things and you spend more money. But in this case, it was a low, which is great because now we can help more people. But the thing is, you got to be accountable for it. You got to take accountability. And no better way than having something as small as this with you. So you can add anything you want on there. I mean, for instance, I'm loving the level up challenge because I'm watching people get small wins. Whether it is just drinking a gallon of water, whether it is just walking on a daily basis, whether it is just getting used to posting on a daily basis. And this little thing right here would do the same thing because it'll allow you to remind you, like, hey, you know what? I do got to reach out to one person today. I at least got to call up Michelle and tell Michelle, like, hey, Michelle, I got something I want you to check out. I don't know if it's gonna be for you. It may or may not be, but I just want you to take a look. And it can be something as simple as that. And you'll notice, I promise you this, if you do it, even if you did nothing for one day and you put all zeros in there, you did nothing for 2 days, I promise you by day 7, you won't be able to just keep putting zeros in there without being mad at yourself. See, because it's a mental thing. We as people don't like to lose. Nobody likes to lose. They don't like, we don't, the parents don't like their kids to lose. Matter of fact, parents, y'all don't even like to see y'all kids fall down. So how can you, so I know for sure you're not going to want to lose over a period of time. Try it out. I want you to try it out for 7 days and you try all zeros in your little daily task and watch how you feel. But that's all I had on my portion. I'm gonna pass it to Michelle because Michelle also ties in right on to what I said, and she's gonna come from the same little area, and she got some great nuggets for y'all as well.
Awesome. And you always have such practical ways of looking at things and being able to break it down into little steps that allows us to take action and to look at it and say, you know what, it doesn't have to be so big and so overwhelming. If you just do little steps every day, then that's going to move you forward towards your goal. And, you talk about being honest with yourself and writing those numbers down on the page or putting them in the box or whatever that looks like for you and how you track your activity. And so I wanted to touch on being honest with ourselves. And maybe it's with the actual level up program where we're talking about the, steps that we're doing for the health and the fitness side of it. Are we taking our supplements correctly? Are we doing our physical activity that we're supposed to be doing? And sometimes it can be really easy to fudge the numbers a little bit to be like, well, I mostly did that, so I'm going to mark it. And so I want to say this. Can I challenge us all? I'm speaking to myself as well, to be honest with ourselves about our activity. Because the only way that you can make a change for the better is to be willing to be honest with yourself. Did I really complete those activities to the best of my ability, to their full extent? Did I do my exercise? Did I actually reach out to people? Are you doing things actively or passively in your level up and in the business? And when you do that, one of two things can happen. When you're honest, when you're truly honest with yourself, and you're going to know that if you are rocking it and you are truly all in and you are giving it your full effort, this step is not hard. Being honest with yourself, not hard, because you're like, yeah, dude, I can check that and check that and check that. And I've reached out to my people and I know in my heart that I'm on it and rocking it and I'm giving it my full effort. But if I'm not, then that becomes a little bit harder. It becomes a little more uncomfortable to do that. And so there's two ways that honesty, if we're not operating at the top of our game and giving it our all, can go. And the first way that it can go is conviction that says, I'm aware of that. I'm aware that I'm dropping the ball, that there's something I can do better, something I can do different. And then there's condemnation. And that's where you beat yourself up. You tell yourself, I can't believe I did that or didn't do that. How stupid could I be that I knew I shouldn't have eaten that piece of cake, but I ate it anyway? The scale went up again. You're so this, you're so that. And it's that internal dialogue that beats yourself up. And those two C words, the conviction and the condemnation, they can have very different impacts on your behavior, on our mindset. Because when we take conviction and are aware of the thing that we need to change, we can use that conviction as that tool that it's meant to be, that check in your spirit that says, hey, this isn't quite right. You can do this better. Change this and do this differently. And that can be a springboard to push us towards becoming better, towards changing our behavior, towards making the steps and working towards the progress that we know that we can be doing. And that is a powerful and beneficial tool, that conviction, that check in your spirit. But if you let it go to the condemnation, you're not going to move yourself forward. That doesn't become a motivating factor. Condemnation is something that is going to send us further down that path of not doing the things we need to do. Because condemnation is going to say to you, you're never going to get this right. You're so stupid. Why do you think that you can do this? Look at how you failed already. And I'm going to say to you, kick that condemnation in the teeth and kick it on down the road, because it's not serving us. It's not helpful. All it does is perpetuate the cycle that takes us farther away from our goal, and it's destructive. And so when we can identify, like, we have to choose to be honest with ourselves. Am I doing everything I need to do? If I'm not, we're going to feel that awareness of it. And so the beautiful thing is that we get to choose how we let that honesty affect us. Am I going to take the conviction that says, you know that this isn't quite right, but you can fix it. You know the steps, you know the things that you need to do, so just do them. Be aware of it. Because like Aunt says, it's going to be uncomfortable to have to put checks in the no box or the zero box, put zeros in there. That's not fun. It's not comfortable. I don't like to fall short. And so, that step, writing it down and actually putting it on paper or speaking it out loud, that's part of that honesty step, being honest with ourselves and being aware of what we're doing or not doing. And so do what Aunt said. Whatever system works for you. If it's on paper, if it's a note that you have in your phone or your tablet, whatever system works for you that helps you to keep track of what you're doing and to allow you to be honest with yourself. Utilize that tool on a regular basis so that you can check in with yourself, so that you can monitor your progress. And then ask yourself, am I okay with the numbers I'm putting down or the activities that I know I'm participating in or not? And then with that awareness, choose conviction that brings about positive behavioral change that will help us to change our performance, our behavior, our mindset, and don't allow it to go to that place of condemnation. that pushes us down, because that's all it's doing. Condemnation is not beneficial in any way whatsoever. And people will feel that. Like if you're coming at the activity of sharing with people from a position of condemnation, like, well, gosh, I sucked at this so bad last week, I guess I better get out there and talk to some people. People are going to feel that. They're going to be like, ooh, that's a really yucky energy. I don't know what that's about, but I'm not really interested in that. So we get to choose how we take that feedback from ourselves. And if you have an accountability partner, all the better. And be willing to lift each other up in conviction and support and encouragement, instead of allowing that condemnation to drive you farther and farther from the goals, from the accountability. Because sometimes if our activity that we're honest about isn't matching up with the goal, it becomes easy to pull back and to separate from our support system, from our accountability partners. It becomes easy to just withdraw because we don't want to tell anybody, I didn't do that quite right. I didn't show up for myself and my business this week. And so as we link arms together, part of the benefit of the structure we have, the system, the community that we have, the business partners that we have, is that we get to lock arms in the good and especially in the bad. Because it's real easy, when things are going right, to link arms with somebody, be like, yeah, let's go. We're almost there. We're getting across that finish line. That's real easy. But the real value of that linking arms is when you're linked arms and I stumble. My partner who I'm linked with can help pull me back up, can get me back to my feet. And it's a whole lot easier to do that when we're connected and we are linked arms and we're honest. Because when I can reach out to Aunt and say, hey, I'm struggling with something today. I'm feeling a block. I'm struggling with verbiage. Can you help me out? That honesty and that willingness to let our, to just be transparent and say, this is what I'm dealing with today, with somebody who is going to help you level up, with somebody who is going to take that linked arm and say, come on, let's go. We're going to do this together. Because next week you might be the strong one. And your partner who you're linked with, they might have a moment. And so it's about the teamwork and it's about moving forward. And it is about doing this together in community. And we can't do that when we withdraw, when we isolate, when we condemn ourselves for where we fall short. We're not moving forward when that happens. And so my encouragement to all of us is to stay connected, stay linked up. Maybe it's just one or two people who you are partnered with that you're like, we are doing this together. Because in honesty, you can't necessarily have that level of accountability and that transparency and ability to be vulnerable with a lot of people. And I don't think it's wise to do so. But have a core group of 2 or 3 or 4 of you that you can come together on the regular and touch base, check in. How are we doing? Where can I encourage you this week? This is where I need some encouragement. And that is going to be so powerful. And as we're going through this transition with the website and the app and all the tools that we have, that's a place where it's really easy to back off, to say, there's a lot of new stuff. I'm not really comfortable with all of it. I don't know how to share that with somebody. Guess what? We get to choose. Are we going to disengage and wait till it's all done and over with? Or are we going to say, all right, there's a lot of new stuff. I'm going to learn 2 new things every day. I'm going to watch 2 of the new videos that have come out every day so that I can become familiar, because change is challenging and it's difficult sometimes. And when we finally felt like we had a good handle on the tools that were available and the systems we were using before, and now everything's different, it's like, ugh, I got to start all over again. Well, in a lot of ways, yeah, we do. We've got new things to learn. We've got a totally new system and a new back office and a new website, and our app has been updated and it's got some rocking awesome stuff in it. And so the challenge is now, am I going to disengage, or am I going to look at that and say, yep, that's a lot of information, but if I take it little chunks at a time, it's no big deal. That's how I did it before. I can do it again. And take the time to explore the new website, the enrollment process, the app, see what's there, and just really dig into it and say, you know what, if this is an area that's uncomfortable to me, I'm not going to be able to share it and communicate it well. So maybe with that accountability partner, with that person you're linked arms with, sit with them for a little bit and go back and forth and be like, well, what have you found here? Or, hey, I learned this new tip or trick here. Oh, have you seen that functionality? That's freaking cool. And share that information back and forth. And as you do that, you're going to become more comfortable. So plug into the tools, stay connected in community and accountability, and make sure that when you're doing your activities, be honest with yourself. And if you're honest with yourself throughout the day, and you check in periodically with yourself throughout the day instead of just at the end of the day, you have the ability to course correct midday. And so do that on the regular. Just make it a habit, a thought process that becomes second nature to you, to have that honesty with yourself. And then that conviction will allow you to course correct, connect with your accountability partner, stay connected to community, learn your tools, take the time, plug in to what's available to us, because there's some really, really awesome stuff. So Anna, if you have anything that you want to add on to that to wrap us up, that would be great. But that's what I want to share with y'all today.
Hey, and that was absolutely amazing. It tied right on in. When I text her what I had, she texted me what she had. I said, hey, they go hand in hand. And so that is exactly how, and I'm just, hey, all I can tell you is do a little something every day. And these are tips I took. I just thought about it. I was like, these are tips I took from somebody who made well over $40 million in our industry. Yeah, I always, I mean, it's just like when you look at anything else, you always want to be the best. So I just started looking and started doing what they were doing. And I just said, hey, I'm gonna do what they said they're gonna do. And my mentor always said he just never went to sleep without achieving his goals. He didn't care how late it was. And he said he'll never forget. And I'll tell you this story and I end it. He said he'll never forget. He was about to lay down and he had said he was going to share the opportunity and share the product with one person. I mean, with one more person on top of what he was doing before he went to sleep. So he was at his goal. His goal was 5 people a day, and he was at 4. So he went to a Dunkin' Donuts and met a guy, and he said that guy ended up becoming one of his top people in his all of his business because he told his wife, he said, Helen, I'm not going to sleep until I finish. She said, well, you got to go out there and get it done. And he went around, he asked somebody at the grocery store if they would just take a look. They said no. He went to Dunkin' Donuts and asked this guy, and he said yes. And that guy ended up being he also became one of the top people in our industry, all because of that determination of not going to sleep. Because he had days like we have all had where he went and put zeros in there and it didn't feel good. But he said you keep doing it over time and you won't feel bad. And I think somebody said they had a question here. So, oh, go ahead, Miss Sonia. Miss Sonia says she got a question. I think you can unmute.
I do. I can. Thank you so much and good morning, Anthony, Michelle. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anthony, as always, you always give good action steps, and Michelle, the linking up arms, because you can be up one day and down the next. That was great. I have a question about the new app. I love the part and we're leveling up and we're all on level ground now, so we can all jump in and learn. at the same time. So it's great. I love the new website and everything, but I think I missed the new app somewhere. Did we? That's what I was going to ask you, where to find it, or did I miss it, or?
So
that
the
you
new
wanted
app
to
is
mention?
it's called New Age Share,
Okay.
but it is still really been updated. It was supposed to be released Monday, and things came
Okay.
up, and so it actually has gotten pushed back. That's what Rick had said on Monday on the New Age Live. He said it got pushed back. So me personally, when they tell me a date, I just know how technology is. That used to be my major. So anytime they give you a date, I always give people like 2 weeks or a little bit longer because I know how quick one miss semicolon can mess up a whole program. And you don't even think about it because I understand. I mean, it's something as simple as a semicolon in the wrong place can make a whole website don't even work. So I understand. So me personally, that's my opinion. Anytime they give me a date, I always just add an extra, 2 weeks for it to really be. I give them 2 weeks, and then even after that, I still give them time because I just know how technology is, and I just never really like. That's why I don't ever go and get the new iPhone every time it come out. I always wait 2 or 3 months. Even when I was a kid and the PlayStations used to come out, and I used to always buy those, I still never bought the first ones that came out. While everybody else was rushing the line to get it, I said, well, those first ones gonna have glitches. They got to send them back in. They're gonna look at them, and then, but that's just me knowing what I know about technology. It's always gonna have glitches, just like new cars, just like anything else. Anything with electronics is not perfect. There's only one perfect person anyway. So just know that just know that it it is being worked on. I actually just got an email from Rick, and he said they're working on it. Just like the loyalty shopping, Blue Frogs and Burn are supposed to be in loyalty shopping. So anytime you got an issue, y'all feel free on the website that ties into us learning together. If you have an issue that come up with your website, just, if you can, just screenshot it to me, and then let me know the issue, and I will email it over to Rick and Dan and all of them. I got a whole email thread going, and at the end of every day, all I do is email them the problems that we having. So whether it was something as simple as when we signed up customers, Miss Fran isn't on here, but we signed up customers and we got all the way to the end. It was a success, and it was a white screen, and we thought it didn't go through, but in actuality it did. So we put it in again, and then they end up charging somebody like 5 times. So it was mistakes that we made, but we found it and we shared it. So don't think that you're the only one who got problems, because trust me, I had 2 people I didn't charge their car 5 times. So it didn't feel good. But it was just like it was just sitting there, and they all fell off. But it was just the point, the principle. They look at their account, and they supposed to be getting 4 bottles of noni, and they got charged 5 times. So it's just things like that. So anytime you got a hiccup, y'all don't hesitate to send me a text message with it, and just tell me the problem, and I will send it in. And they're working on a lot of things, loyalty shopping for the Burn and Blue Frog, for all of
That
us
is
that love
great.
these.
I love that
Right
loyalty.
now, they're not showing up on loyalty shopping,
It's
but
good.
Rick just told me within the next few days, within today, by the end of the day, or within the next couple of days, it should be done. So pretty much by the weekend, just tell your people to hold off, or you can call it in. They can actually, I think they can call in their Blue Frogs and Burn on loyalty. I think, but if not, just hold off a couple of days, and you can order them all on loyalty shopping again, because they're supposed to be on loyalty shopping for life to make them cost efficient for everybody. But that's just something we talked about. We told Rick these can't go anywhere. We need these. So any other questions or anything?
Thank you.
You're welcome anytime, Miss Science. All right, let me stop the recording, and then we want to respect everybody's time.